Welcome to Activations with JJ, September 2023 Monthly Energy Update. In today's episode, we'll be discussing the energetic themes for September, including increased awareness of our emotional bodies, an empowering sense of global interconnectedness, increased access to abundance, and the theme of rebirth. There are some incredible energies coming in this month, and I cannot wait to dive into them with you. So let's get started. Welcome, dear beautiful souls. It is always a pleasure to co-create with you through these episodes, and I'm so grateful to have you in this community, whether you just found me or you've been listening for a while. Always grateful for more starseeds, light workers, and way showers to come into this space and to bring their light and their support to those who are already here. Now, before we get started too deep into all of this, I do want to remind you that these are themes that I channeled through on behalf of the collective, and they may or may not resonate fully with you. And for that reason, I encourage you that after you listen to the podcast episode, to connect in with your guides, whatever that looks like, whether you meditate or you journal, and decide what personal themes are coming in for you for September 2023. Again, some of them might be the same as mine, some of them might be different, but it's really important for us to empower ourselves and to understand that we can really receive everything we need as we tune into our own inner self, our intuition. All right, so let's drop in here and get started with the very first topic for September 2023, and that is the theme of increased awareness of our emotional bodies. Now, when that theme dropped in, I do have to let you know that I was a little bit hesitant because I was thinking of what that meant, and sometimes that means that things are going to be a little emotional for us. We're going to be a little raw emotionally. And I was a little worried about that. So my guides came in and they said, well, listen, here's the deal. During September, you will absolutely notice emotions coming up more and more, not only for yourself, but also for those around you. And what they said is we're inviting you to sit with these emotions and let them move through you rather than ignoring them or just trying to get rid of them. And they said you'll also notice the concept of co-regulation coming up more and more as we step into unity consciousness, because we're realizing how connected we are. And that's actually the next topic too. But some of these inflammatory circumstances, some of these things that feel tumultuous around in your life, whether it is a relationship with somebody, whether it is a circumstance that you kind of feel like you didn't want to get into, but it's causing some irritation, this will now feel easy to regulate. And you'll be able to diffuse these conflicts through intention and the regulation of your own nervous system, because as we turn inward and focus on our own reaction to things, we then model for other people how to do that. Now, this is not just a theme that I've come up with. Many of you have been hearing about this. There are a lot of social media accounts that are talking about it in particular. There are some really open-minded therapists out there that I appreciate. My friend Jen Peters, who is co-creating my Healing the Inner Star Child workshop with me. She's really good at addressing these types of issues. And again, this is just something to begin to understand to a higher degree. Whether you have a relationship with a partner or you have children or other ways that you can begin to notice how you are co-regulating and diffusing that nervous system reaction. It's definitely going to be a theme for September. All right, the second theme for September is an empowering sense of global interconnectedness. Now, I know that's a big mouthful there, but essentially the idea is that for empaths, we've had a connection to trauma or disaster before, and I know I have a lot of PTSD regarding that because whenever I watch the news, it just immediately gets triggered, and it's really difficult to navigate. Many people feel like they're impacted by circumstances far away, and that is not a bad thing, because what causes us to take action is that empathic part of us, like we're all united. But here's the thing. Because we are beginning to release programs of disempowerment, we will begin to take advantage of this sense of interconnectedness in order to make positive change instead of just feeling helpless like we have in the past. That's how I felt when I would watch the news. I'd be like, what can I do? And all of us tender-hearted starseeds, and some of you are angelic starseeds who are even more tender-hearted than the rest of everybody else, it just brings you into almost a depression when you read about this, because you feel, again, you just feel helpless. But our guides are trying to let us know, listen, you are more interconnected than you know. And you have the ability to make changes. I think of that concept of the butterfly effect, where the scientists discovered that a butterfly flapping its wings somewhere in the world would affect the weather halfway around the globe. And that's the idea. You never know how much your energy, even just your intention and your thoughts, can affect people from all the way across the world. So really taking into your own hands the idea of making change and positive change and shifting the frequency of the earth. And this reminds me of a little challenge that I put out on my Instagram threads not very long ago. And if you're not following me on Threads, it's a new app, kind of like Twitter, which I was not even ever on Twitter. But I really like the vibration on Threads, and I feel like it's a great place to share some of this. But what I said was, I challenge everybody to send 20 love bubbles to people, places, and things anywhere in the world today. And that's the idea of it. It's just knowing that you have the ability to do that and that it can really make a difference. So that's that second theme for September. The third theme that we're dropping into is kind of connected to something in August. Many of you are very aware of this, and that is the idea of increased access to abundance. That is the exact wording that came through from my guides. It was a little different than I might have thought my own self, but they said increased access to abundance, which is fascinating for me. My thoughts is that you're probably going to be vibrating at a frequency that will allow those avenues of abundance to come into your field more easily. And I know that many of you who are listening took advantage of my special free course, Activating 5D Abundance, and were able to hop into that, and you're still doing it. And that's really going to open you up to connect into maybe avenues of abundance you didn't even think of. And I kind of think of it like streams of income, but it's not just streams of income. And if you talk to financial planners and those financial gurus, they'll say, the way to go is to get multiple streams of income, multiple streams of revenue. But here's the thing, it's not just about money. It's about abundance in all its forms. And that's really what my Activating 5D Abundance was intended to do for you as well. But I want to remind you that that course is still available if you didn't jump on the bandwagon and get into it while it was free. It's still very reasonable, $33. It's a 21-day journey that you have access to content on a daily basis. It will drop into your email, and you will be able to listen to a light language activation as well as a manifestation experience and a connection experience. Now, if you were not able to listen to my August 22nd Ascension message all about abundance, I highly recommend you go back and listen to it, because it also gave some tips about how to activate 5D abundance. But anyhow, that theme for September is multiple streams of abundance. Let's put it that way. Let's call it that, which I think is kind of fun. But just a reminder not to let that drop off if you finish the 21-day experience, or, now we're in a different month, so it's not the same. This concept of expanded abundance is going to really just continue to grow and gain momentum throughout the rest of this year and into 2024. Okay? Can you believe I'm even saying 2024? I can't believe we're already at the end of, not the total end, but the tail end of 2023. We're getting there, right? We're getting there. We're past the midpoint. And so allowing yourself to just go with that flow of abundance, it's dropping in. Continue to release those programs, continue to set those intentions, and empower yourself so that all of us who are 5D architects can have what is needed to truly build out into the physical realm all of those beautiful new earth organizations, companies, places, retreat centers, all the things. That's how we're going to do it, is those increased streams of abundance flowing to us. Now, before I shift into the fourth theme for September 2023, I do want to let you know that I have another podcast episode that came out today, if you're listening to it the day of, but that is a kind of a partner with this podcast episode. I just decided to put the channeled messages into a totally separate episode because it was too hard to put them all into one. But there is a channeled message that you can access, and this month, the channeled message about the monthly themes of September 2023, and essentially a message for the collective, is coming forward from a council of ascended masters who are overseeing the 5D builders. Now, I know I've talked a lot about the 5D architects, but I feel like this particular group of ascended masters, and they include both masculine and feminine energies, they are really working with those of you who feel like you are going to build out, according to the blueprints, which have been downloaded by some people, all of this 5D earth, whatever that looks like. And this, of course, as you can notice, ties into the theme of abundance. So their message is very, very powerful. It's not just for people who are 5D builders. It's for all way showers. And I'm excited for you to listen to that. So make sure that after you listen to this podcast episode, you hop on over and listen to that message as well. Okay, so number four. I've been doing a lot of number 4 monthly energy updates themes. Number 4, rebirth is the theme. Now, interestingly enough, this ties in very closely to an extremely special offering I have coming forward in September, and that is my sacred initiation journey. It is a 12-week journey into really the codes of creation and the original divine blueprint. And why is that associated with rebirth? Well, what's happening is we are remembering that time when we were literally birthed as souls, and that original blueprint that came forward, remembering that and really rebirthing into that essence. Now, for some of you, this will feel like starting over, starting from scratch. For others of you, it will actually feel like a relief, like when a woman is 9 months pregnant and she's like, I got to get this baby out because it's getting really uncomfortable. And for some of you, I know you've been feeling that discomfort. It's time to birth. And for others, it will be an energy that allows them to see the world through new eyes, kind of like a newborn baby is the way that it's coming to me. And so there are a lot of ways that you can experience this rebirth that is happening. And not only is this happening at an individual level, it is happening at a community level, at a regional level, and at a global level. This idea of rebirth. We are rebirthing into the frequencies of unity consciousness. Now, again, the Council of Ascended Masters that I channeled in the other message will bring through more information about this. And I'm excited for you to listen to what they have to say. But go ahead and just keep that on your radar. Keep that on your radar. Some of you might even have physical symptoms. I know some of you have been feeling that. Now, it doesn't mean you have to be a woman to experience this idea of rebirth. Some of you will feel like you are birthing, like you are literally having a swollen womb space or feeling energy there, whether you're a man or a woman. And just know that it's all right in alignment with this particular topic. And it is going to bring good things. It is the birth of the new Gaia, is essentially what it's symbolic of. So those are the 4 themes. One more time, just to remind you, keep these on your radar. Increased awareness of our emotional bodies, an empowering sense of global interconnectedness, increased access to streams of abundance, and then finally, rebirth. If any of these resonate with you and you have things to share with the rest of this community, would you mind taking a moment, if you are listening on YouTube, and just drop into the comment section? Let other people know what is coming into your field. And if you have little nuggets of wisdom to share with them. That's what the community is for, essentially, is to be able to co-create in that way. Now, switching gears here before I sign out, let me just run you through a few really incredible offerings that I have this month. First of all, in just a day, we are holding our New Golden Age of Lemuria conference, and there are still virtual tickets available for that. Several hours of channeled content. We have Flo Karuna of Starseed Codes, and of course, myself and Queenie, who many of you know. We also have Erin Lyons, who's coming onto our panel. We have Mahina Nani, who is a descendant of Native Hawaiians. We have Ama Sophia Rose, who is an incredible channeler as well. Carla Makapinlak of Always Present Guidance. She's bringing the dragons in, and it's going to be so expansive what we do as we bring all of those and merge all of those energies together to call forward healing. Healing is number one. Grid work is number one. There's a lot of recalibrating and resetting being done in the midst of this very, very difficult time for the islands. And it is our intention to gather with you virtually, even from across the world, so that we can send our love and really lean into the frequencies of Mu that will allow and facilitate more healing in that area of the world. I know there are reasons beyond what we can comprehend for the way that this particular conference played out and the timing of this conference. And I feel in the depths of my soul that it's all for a purpose, and I trust that. So please join us virtually if you feel called to do so. In addition to that, I'll be in New Zealand. This is a 1.5-day workshop that I'll be co-creating with Jen Peters called Healing the Inner Star Child. And please remember that there are virtual tickets. Also, hours of content that you'll have access to will be live streaming, or you can listen to the playback, all around healing the inner star child and really helping you to release any and all programming that's holding you back. And that's happening on the 10th and 11th of September if you are in the States or Europe, and it's the 11th and 12th if you are in Australia or New Zealand. Now, in addition to that, I have my regular monthly gatherings. If you have not hopped on the All Access Pass bandwagon, let me tell you what a deal it is. You will get access live to all the virtual gatherings. There's usually 7 or 8. In addition to that, you will get the playbacks of all of them. And so this All Access Pass is something we created for those of you who want to dip into more of the frequencies, energies, channeled messages that I bring through and co-create with the grid workers that come in to all of those gatherings. I also mentioned Sacred Initiation Journey is happening this month. By now, we're really close to kind of selecting the final applicants for that, but you can check the website and see if there's still availability to apply. It is just a powerful container, very connected to the goddess energies of Isis, Hathor, Green Tara, White Buffalo Calf Woman, and supported by the Divine Masculine Council of Ascended Masters, all about those codes of creation that I mentioned earlier, all about that original divine blueprint. The link to find out more about that is below. Now, don't leave me, because there's something really important I have to share with you. Due to the fact that my bandwidth is changing a little bit, and what I'm able to do is changing, I used to offer light language mentorship live, not as a pre-recorded course, but live. I used to offer it more than just a couple times a year. But now I am only able to offer it twice a year. I offer it in the spring and in the fall. And so my light language mentorship is starting up. This is for those of you who have probably already taken the light language activation course that I have and are ready for the next level. The amount of growth that the people who have done light language mentorship experience is something that I can't even describe with words. This light language is not just about you becoming a light language channel like JJ. If you want to do that, that's fine. Learning light language and activating your light language is really about changing your frequency so that you can shift into your next highest timeline. It's giving you tools to do that. You might just use your light language for you. You don't have to record it like I do. You don't have to do it on a camera. You don't have to do it for anybody else. It could just be for you. But I promise you, it's an extremely powerful tool on your ascension journey. And if you feel called to come into the Light Language Mentorship program with us, I highly recommend you check out that link below. All right, my friends. Again, thank you so much for co-creating, for being here. I am sending you so much love, and I am reminding you that I am you, and you are me, and we are we. Until next time.